Hi, I'm Campbell from the PyApp Language Software Group. Now, this session is part of a series on installing a LAMP server stack on Debian using VirtualBox on Windows. In this session we'll cover downloading the software and we'll look at configuring VirtualBox for use with our development environment. We'll cover the installation of Debian and the LAMP software in another session. So first we'll go and download VirtualBox. That can be downloaded from this site right here, virtualbox.org. Wiki downloads. Okay, now this software comes in 64-bit flavors and 32-bit flavors. If you've got a 64-bit host, you want to download the 64-bit one. Once you've downloaded that and installed it, it should come up and it should look something like this. Okay, as you can see, I've got some already installed. Now we want to have a look at how we would configure this for use in our software development. In particular, we're looking at using it with shared folders. We're looking at using it with local networking, hosted mode networking, so that our Debian client can talk to our Windows host. So let's have a look at the configuration. Right-click, Settings. Yeah, this is just a quick overview on how I've got it set up on my machine. Your mileage may vary, but this is what I've got. Okay, 768 meg. It's basically a text processor. It's just serving up PHP and the LAMP stack. Nothing too demanding. In that vein, I only give it one CPU as well, which frees up my other 3 cores for doing other compiling work. That way the computer doesn't get too bogged down. For acceleration, enable anything that works. Display, not too worried. 64 meg of video RAM. You do need to give it something to keep it happy. Given that this is a PHP server, not too worried about video acceleration. Storage, okay, we want to give it a SATA controller. It should already have one. And I've hooked up my VDI. This was for Lenny. You might have Squeeze or perhaps something slightly different. I need to upgrade. Similarly, this is where you set up the CD. Once we've downloaded that, we'll be looking at that in just a minute, but you can pick it from this drop down box here. Audio, not too worried. Network. Normally when you're just installing Debian for the first time, you'll need to give it a network adapter and attach it to NAT. NAT is no good for software development in general, but you do need it to access the outside world to get set up. I prefer to use 2 network adapters, one to give me specific access to the outside world, that's the NAT one, and then on adapter 2 I have a host-only adapter. This creates a little private network, a virtual network if you like, between Windows on the host end and VirtualBox on the client end, at the virtualized end. And it's on a private address space. 192.168.56.1 and 2 are the 2 endpoints of this little network, and that enables you to use it just on your machine for development purposes, and that's a fantastic way to do it. Far better than bridge networking, which actually goes out and uses your local real network, which can have other issues. Makes the setup a breeze and common across everyone as well, so I really recommend that that's the way we go. Okay, serial ports, not too worried, we don't need any of those. USB, if you need to plug in a stick, this is where you capture it. Shared folders, this is good to have set up. Won't work till you install the VirtualBox extensions in the client side, but here's one that I've got set up. I've got a VirtualBox shared folder called host, and it's pointing to the host side. So if I do my PHP development in these folders on my Windows machine, they can be accessed by mounting the host VBoxSF on the Debian client machine. Okay. Right. Now we'll have a look at getting the media for Debian. We'll go to the Debian website here, debian.org cd.net inst. I recommend using the network install. It's a minimal CD, it's less than a 700 meg download, and it gets you started, and you can just install exactly what you need. So I recommend downloading this ISO. Now here I suggest we stick with the 386 version, don't go for 64-bit, mainly because the server is actually running the i386 install. So we want this environment to mimic our server environment at 386, so we should go with that. Once you've downloaded it, you can put it anywhere you like really, but I'll show you where I've put mine. I have a VM folder for all my virtual machines, and I put any downloaded media under this media folder. So here you can see here that we've got the Debian 5 i386 net install ISO. Now if we come back to VirtualBox, we can go to the Virtual Media Manager. We're looking at CD, DVD images, and here we can see that we've got them, and we can just add one like so. And here we could add the Debian one here, and I don't think it'll let me because I've already got it. Yes, oddly enough. There it is right there. But that's how you do it. Okay, once you've done that, we go back to the settings for LineWeb, for example, and we go to storage, we'll see that it becomes available in this list down here. So you can select that. If you note the boot order here, the CD boots before the hard disk. When we start to run this, we'll be starting the CD. Which we certainly are. I'm not about to do that, seeing as I've already installed it. And we'll carry on with the installation of Debian in another session.